I had a script written for my second video. I had several scripts, plural. I've been bouncing back and forth all week trying to decide which topic to cover, which thing to discuss, and then it happened. A show called Anime-Gataris aired its first episode. Let me say this first. There are a lot of anime that air every season. I usually look through the lineup and give the shows that sound interesting or look interesting at least a one-episode watch. And I'll put it this way. This show wasn't even on my radar for a chance. The only reason I watched the first episode was that I was bored and it was on Crunchyroll. Now, I'm not going to tell you if this show is good or bad, break down the OP, or discuss the merits of animation or cinematography. I'm not going to discuss the writing or the source material. I just want to talk about a few scenes in this first episode that left an impact on me. So let me make this clear from the start. There will be episode 1 spoilers. If you haven't watched it and you care about these things, come back after you've given the first episode a proper look. If you don't care, or have already seen it, let's get started. The anime opens with the scene of a young girl staring up at a TV with an over-cliched anime playing, but she's awestruck, engrossed in the events unfolding in front of her. Not able to look away as the main heroine transforms and sweeps in to hopefully save the day through her songs and giant robot. We flash forward to our main character as she wakes up, revealing that this was just a distant memory, a dream of her younger self, a nostalgic look into the past. This scene is so relatable to me on a personal level that as I think back on my own experiences growing up and getting into anime, I don't think I can do it justice here. After the OP, we're greeted with scenes of just everyday school life. The main character greets her classmates and talks briefly to a seatmate behind her who is obviously reading a Japanese light novel. She turns to talk to one of her athletic-minded friends and catch up. She asks her friend why she wanted to join the track club and is told how her friend was inspired from an Olympics she watched when she was younger. The conversation awkwardly turns to the fact that the main character remembers an anime from when she was younger that she can't quite remember. This scene on its own seems unremarkable, but it catches the intrigue of several of her other classmates and sets us up for later. I think this scene made an impression on me because I've had this conversation with friends in high school. Anime is such a niche market on its own, most people in the West have either never heard of it or are uninformed as to what anime is. This leads to conversations like the one the main character has in class this particular morning, for anyone who's ever really been interested in anime. After a brief setup, we get to the part of the episode that prompted me to make this video. The confrontation. The main character is called to a secluded place after school by one of the standout classmates from earlier that overheard her awkward conversation about anime. She launches into what I can only describe as the otaku monologue. A rapid-fire stream of conscience blurb of everything anime. Likes, dislikes, commentary on the currently airing shows, and trying to find common ground for the types of shows they might both like. All while the main character is staring blankly as the wave of information of the community-specific buzzwords and genres get blurted out, clueless as to the actual context of the conversation. This to me encapsulates issues in our community to a T, and why a lot of newcomers are overwhelmed when they try and join in discussion. Everyone even remotely interested in anime at some point has been excitedly monologued to like this. A wave of information crashing into them like a truck at full speed. It's just too much for most people to handle. But the scene doesn't end there. The main character's response is what really got to me. Unlike many people who get overwhelmed in such a conversation, she responds like this. I wish you'd always talked like you just did. She's inspired by her classmates' passion, her love of anime and everything about it, even if she doesn't understand. She'd rather her classmate just be herself and talk about the things she loves. That's what got me. Don't be ashamed of anime. Be true to yourself and talk about things that you love, even if the people around you don't get it. I'm not going to tell you to watch this show this season. I'm not going to tell you if you'll like it or not. I just know from this one episode that I'm going to try and see this one through to the end. I've been the anime casual, just an everyday guy who likes anime a whole lot. See you next time.